What's up, y'all? It's your boy PattyTrills, aka Young Johnny Bravo, aka Young Captain America, aka Coach of the Sin City Scizors, bringing you my draft analysis of the BBR Pokemon League. I almost said BBP. I don't even know what league that is. I don't even know if that league exists. Anyways, but hi, I'm back in competitive Pokemon, obviously. So I'll be doing my draft analysis of the BBR, which is also part of the league that I was a part of earlier that I didn't finish because that's like when the world fell apart. So that's the thing. But anyways, we're just going to be going over the draft analysis. So if you guys are excited to show support, smash like button, support, really appreciate it. Definitely check all links in the description down below. Twitter, Twitch, merchandise if you're into that, stuff like that. But anyways, so your boy, the way that they did the draft, it was snake format. So pretty much, you know, you're going down if you're like pick 7 out of 16 coaches, which I think I was like 6 or 7. You then have to finish out the second half of the same round, and then when you come back up, you know, obviously I'm on the later end. I believe I was 7th pick. So if snake format works, I'd be the 7th pick this way, finish the round, and then going backwards, I would be the 9th pick or something like that. So I was like kind of in the middle at all times. So it's not like the worst spot. So I don't really have to wait too long. Because usually if you're like round 1, pick 1, you're either the first one, then you pick again. Then you got to wait 30 picks until, you know, you get sniped pretty easy doing that. But anyways, just to jump into what I've been saying this whole time, we're just going to break down, you know, what we got. So round 1, pick 7, which I'm surprised even got this far. I got Clefable for 200 points. And the reason why I got Clefable is because, A, Clefable fucking sucks. I hate going against Clefable. So, can't beat him, join him. I mean, I look like KD and the Warriors. Shit. I mean, we already know what Clefable does. Clefable's just super fat and thick and damn fat. And, Jesus. It's just great move pool. It can set up rocks. It can, you know, it can just sit there and tank. It can, you know, it unaware is a beautiful, beautiful ability. You know, great move pool. You know, it's Clefable. It's literally like OU.net. I'm surprised it got this far anyways. So it's just going to be a really good defensive, and then just for fairy typing is really good offensively in draft format anyways. So then round 2, pick 9 or whatever, I got Slowbro for 160 points. So we had 1,200 points in total, and obviously each mon consists of a certain amount of points. So we have to average out of 10 picks. Your average point pick should be 120. So obviously if you go over, you're going to have lower draft picks that are like worth 60 some points anyways. So you don't want to be too top heavy. But anyways, so we have Slowbro just to kind of really fill out that core. Because I thought the Clefable Slowbro core was just like dummy good when it comes to just taking hits. And the fact that Slowbro gets Regenerator and then it has a great move pool. And I can make Clefable the special wall, make him the physical wall or anything. It's just like the walls are like so solid and so covered, it's not even funny. And like with a good defense, you can easily like find a good offense. Like that's my issue most of the time with teams that I draft is usually like I have good offensive threads, so I can, you know, pick up kills really easy. Like last time I was in the WBE or whatever, I think I had Mega Zam at like I don't even know how many kills it was at. But like I had an issue with walls. And I think since I have these 2 walls done pretty well, and I have more defensive cores later, I think my offensive threats like are gonna have such an easy time just really kind of coming in, taking a hit and leaving without really not taking a hit, but like going in, hitting something, leaving, letting Slowbro or Clefable take the hit. So with round 3, now that I kind of got my 2 defensive walls, I picked up Darmanitan because it's fucking Darmanitan. This thing hits stupid hard. I mean, this, like, you could punch something as hard as you can and Darmanitan's just gonna hit harder. That's just how that works. And so obviously it's not Galarian Darmanitan because that is even more broken. So this is Yanovian, which is weird that I have to even say it like that. But yeah, Darm just like, I mean, like what an offensive threat. So I got 2 like super thick cores, and then just to like put pressure on this offensive core, you give me Darmanitan. Like, that is foul. Like, my first 3 picks, so heat. I want to say, like, I only have one pick that I'm like, I got sniped and I thought I didn't get sniped, so there was like a whole draft issue, so we had to like repick, and it was all that. But that the one pick, we'll get to that on why, what I wanted over it. So, because I didn't really get sniped too hard this draft, I was kind of just more of like reacting to what was kind of taking, because I didn't really come into like a game plan with this draft like how I try to do most of the time. Like, I'll be doing a draft analysis of the WBE and that team I had more going into. Like I had like a more overall plan. But yeah, so I got Helios round 4, only worth 120 points. Super good Volt turn. You know, for the core, because I got 2 speed as well, so I have Heliolisk and Darmanitan for some upper speed tiers, even though Darmanitan's 95 is a little slow, IMO. But it does help. And now with this, so obviously you can get Hyper Voice, with Throat Spray on it, get Surf, Dark Pulse, Focus Blast, you know, Volt Switch, Discharge, T-Bolt. Like it has a great move pool, and like we're gonna be using that effectively because, you know, fast electric stab, and it also has a water immunity with Dry Skin, so it helps with Darmanitan as well. So I mean, it's Helios. We all know what Helios does. Helios is sick, and for pick 5. We then go for Steelix, just to have another defensive wall, so we don't have to sometimes rely too much on either Clefable or Slowbro doing it, and also because he can hazard stack as well, so we don't have to have Clefable waste a slot on rocks, so we can have Steelix be the rocker, but then he can also, you know, you can also ban Steelix, you can also make him like super defensive, you can make him 80 if you want to go that route. I've seen it in draft format. Steelix is just a really good defensive wall, super good core. Steel type is really nice, so it kind of helps out with our steel fairy dragon core that actually I don't think I even drafted dragon in this team, so I don't even think I complete that core. I definitely complete the firewater grass, but not steel fairy dragon. I get steel fairy. But yeah, so Steelix is just super good. It's good to have a, even though it's not a super offensive steel type, but like a base 70, like Iron Head, or like a Heavy Slam, depending on who's on the other side, still does something. You know, so that's Steelix for you. Good mon. Solid pick. You know, round 6, which this is the pick that I was referring to earlier. So we have a Alolan Persian, which is not a bad mon by any means. Like, another defensive wall if you wanted to use its fur code ability. Like it can definitely eat some hits. I mean, granted it has a fire weakness because of it, but you know, you also get rattled, and you also get is a technician. So there's still benefits to it. So obviously, like Fake Out, it has a great move pool, has a U-turn as well. You know, you can use Gunk Shot, it has Foul Play, it has it honestly has a very decent move pool. It's just the stats don't really back it up too much, but for like just for like the kind of shenanigans that I need, I don't mind a Alolan Persian just kind of doing some chip damage, taking a hit, you know, pivoting off, getting some tight matchups, because it has a good speed tier. So what is Persian speed at? Because I remember regular Persian is what, like 109 or something like that. No, it's not that fast. I could be absolutely tweaking right now. I could be right and just double guessing myself. 115. Okay, yeah. So it's a 115 speed tier, which is also why I wanted to pick it up, because I was gonna pick up. So what I originally wanted to pick up was Dusk Lycanroc, but Dusk Lycanroc was already taken by then, but I didn't know that because I thought regular Lycanroc went. So then I was like, give me Dusk Lycanroc because I wanted the Tough Claws, and I also wanted Stab Rock and Priority. And then after like the whole, it's because I said midday Dust Lycanroc or something like that, but I said Lycanroc, forgetting that Midnight exists. So then they drafted me Midnight, and I was like, oh, that's not what I wanted. And then I went to Alolan Persian because that was my second choice anyways. So like fur code's super good, technician's really good, obviously route's good. Like I said, good move pool, good speed steer, speed stat. And then also, like, Parting Shot is super good for suppressing and stuff like that, which is also good with its speed stat. So just kind of, if you suppress a certain threat, it also helps. I can, like, Scarf into Parting Shot, you know, suppress whatever major threats in front of me, switch into one of the walls. I can 1v1 it at that point, you know. just like help it set up. I mean, you guys already know like what it does. So the next pick, we go Heracross for 120 points, and I think Heracross going this late is kind of crazy, just because Heracross is always good, and the fact that HP flying and shit like that doesn't really exist is fine. And most mons that you know have flying type coverage usually already have it, so it's not really that hard to kind of get around with now. Also, like I said, base 85 speed, not the fastest thing, obviously, but it does help round out our somewhat slower team from the Clefable, Slowbro, and Steelix. But everything else is relatively in a higher tier. And plus, obviously, I mean, like, Moxie Scarf is still Moxie Scarf. Like, it exists still because it still works. And then, obviously, great coverage, just hits super hard. You can even run, like, a defensive Heracross. I've seen it. I've seen defensive Heracross, and it's actually kind of foul. Just because of that bug fighting typing. It gets pretty decent resistances. But yeah, so Heracross is super good. I think it just kind of rounds everything out. I think it gives me another physical offensive threat that's beyond Darmanitan, because obviously Darmanitan is limited to switch-ins unless we give it heavy duty boots and whatnot. But yeah, I think Heracross really just helps with the load of taking off Darmanitan, because like Heliolisk, even though Slowbro and Clefable are thick, they just also still happen to hit really hard. So I was more worried about trying to get more physical offensive threats to try to back with Darmanitan. And so with the round 8 pick, like I said, this is where the points are starting to get a little low, because like you said, you have 10 picks and 10 picks and 1,200 points on average. If you're to even out, 120 points per round would work. But since, you know, first 3 rounds I went pretty heavy, top heavy, so round 8, you know, I'm gonna use 60 points on Roselia. And I also think Roselia for 60 points isn't necessarily a steal, because it's Roselia. But if it was like 80 to 100 points, I could still also kind of get that, because Roselia does have that potential. So the fact that it was going for 60 is more than enough for me to like think that it's a good pick for a good price. Because like obviously Violet Roselia is mad thick. You can even run it, you know, hyper offensive if the speed tiers work. Not hyper offensive, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to purposely run Violet. You could obviously run like max speed, max, you know, like HP, get like speed bulk, or you could even do, you know. But Roselia is just good. Just good at stacking hazards, spikes, T-spikes, leech seed, you know. Good stab with grass and poison, you know. Helps round everything out. And like I said, if with the hazard stacking on top of Steelix or Clefable or, you know, whatever, you can really start chipping these mons that don't have heavy duty boots, and then you can have a mon like Darmanitan really come in and just clean house. So I think Roselia is going to be really good with the setup. So then round 9, we pick Braviary to give us a ground immunity. Just because I know minus Heracross, no one really resists a ground type. So like Heracross resists it, right? You know, but like Darmanitan, Heliolisk, Steelix, all take super effective damage. Everything else is obviously with this, like sorry, I got sidetracked. I'm watching the Crimson Seabad stream as I record this. Shouts to him. But yeah, so for Braviary, it gives us the ground immunity, so it helps pick up what the issues that we had with, like I just said, with Helios, Darmanitan, Steelix with the ground weakness. So by doing that, it kind of levels us out, and I'm not really too worried about the electric weakness, just because like Roselia, Steelix, Heliolisk, all eat it. And then for the ice, you know, ice weakness is always going to be something, because ice is just a good offensive typing. So like obviously I have mons that'll counter the ice, like Steelix, Darmanitan, Slowbro to eat it, but you know. But yeah, I just thought Braviary was really good. It gets reckless. It has a decent speed tier, because I think it's a base 70 or 75. So it's scarfable, so you can use around it. It just hits stupid hard, you know. So if you give him with a Brave Bird, or you hit him with, you know, the double edge or something, like dude just is gonna be picking up some kills, as long as it's outspeeding, or as long as, you know, as long as they're outspeeding or the scarf works. So then for round 10, just to level it all off, my last pick, I went Kofagrigas, just because. No Charizard, because he's not my favorite. No, but I went Kofagrigas just because I had 100 points left. I wanted to get another defensive wall, just to kind of really round everything out. Because this could be a special defensive wall as well, so it kind of helps with relying too much on, let's say, Clefable or Slowbro to be special. I can always use Kofagrigas to be special. Obviously, the Mummy ability, super good. It matters sometimes because certain mons obviously get way more broken with the ability than having one that doesn't. So then obviously like Willow, you can toxic things, you can, pain split, you can, it's good for shadow balls, so it's good to hit other ghost types, for super effective damage and stuff. And like I said, this is our team, and I'm not mad. Honestly, like, there are some things that I wish I could change, obviously, but honestly, for like just a draft through and through, I got sniped here and there, but I'm still really pretty solid with my team. I do think that obviously my first 5 picks are better than my last 5, but like, that's early in the draft. But I still think I have like a really good defensive core, and then I have a really good offensive options, and then I think I have just the right amount of utility. Like the Persian Roselia has just enough little flair, little pizzazz, little flavor to the team. But yeah, so if you guys did enjoy this, if you guys are excited to see your boy, probably just go 0-12. No, I'm just kidding. If you're excited to see your boy, just battle it out. Go show me some love. Appreciate you guys. You guys are literally the best. Oh, so I don't think it was snake format. Now that I'm thinking about it. That's how like I was so busy these past weeks from working and everything that I don't think it was snake format. Anyways, I think the WBE is snake format. I think that's what I'm getting mixed up with. As you can tell, I'm tired. Anyways, I will see you guys in the next video. Appreciate you guys. I'm gonna get the fuck out of you guys. My name is PattyTrills. I'm out. Definitely check the link in the description down below. Twitch merchandise. I'm out. Yoga. I don't even know how to YouTube. I don't even know how to exit my videos anymore. I don't even know how to do anything. You guys are excited. Show you, just smash like or just subscribe. Just why not? Just why not? Just cool. I'm about to gap myself up. What's up, really?